just getting started.
Well, hey guys, what is up? I am of course the only one Glitcher, bringing you fellow minds and crafters another super awesome Minecraft episode. Now if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, as it does let me know that you enjoyed the video and you liked it in general, and be sure to subscribe if you're new for your chance to see videos daily on your homepage. And also if you subscribe you will see Minecraft, GTA 5, FIFA 15 content, and returning in November you will also see Call of Duty. Now guys, unfortunately I wasn't able to record gameplay, but this is background gameplay which I recorded a while ago because I'm currently in Glasgow and I'm doing a recording over it. But anyway, let's hop right into the first facts, and today we're going to be doing 100 facts you didn't know about Minecraft. It's part 1 by the way. But anyway guys, first fact is ocelots don't take full damage. Unlike all the other mobs in the game, they're the only mob in the game which don't actually take full damage, and they will not die no matter how high they fall from. They're not going to die, or they're not going to take any, they're not going to lose any health whatsoever, which is a pretty cool fact, and I thought it deserved to be included in the video. But anyway guys, jumping on to the next fact. Each time you hit a blaze with a snowball, it will take away 2 hearts of life for the blaze, and if you do this 10 times you can actually kill the blaze, because in case you didn't know, including Steve, any mob in the game does actually only have 20 lives and hearts each. Well, half of the heart represents 1 life, and then obviously because there's 20, there is in fact 20 lives for each mob or player in the game. Anyway guys, moving on to the next fact we have, which is in fact water buckets are in fact the best lawnmower in the game. If you place a water bucket, it will destroy all the blocks around it, which are kind of decoration based, so like it will only break like grass, flowers, shrubs, etc., ferns, you know, I mean, you get the gist of things. It will break them, and it will also break any other block which isn't a full block, other than proper blocks. But if it's like kind of like an item, I don't know really how to explain it. If it's like a torch or grass or a painting or something, it will get rid of it. But anyway guys, hopping into the next fact we have, which is wolves do in fact kill sheep. So unlike ocelots, wolves are scared of creepers and they won't kill creepers, but ocelots will in fact kill creepers, and ocelots will also scare the creeper away. But wolves kill sheep. But anyway guys, jumping into the next fact we have, you can cure a zombie villager by throwing a splash potion or weakness at the zombie villager, and then of course holding down L2 sorry, or the left trigger, and it will come up cure, and then you press it and it will take about 1 to 5 minutes to cure. You just have to be patient with it guys, and eventually it will happen. But anyway guys, jumping into the next fact right here, you can access a minecart by clicking on it, whether there's a half slab or stairs in the way, you will still be able to access it, which is a pretty cool feature. So you can access it through stairs and slabs, which is awesome. Anyway guys, hopping into the next feature we have, which is sheep can eat grass through half slabs. So I figured this is a pretty multifunctional one, because if you want to shear sheep and you want to have a better floor design, if you're building a building inside of something, or you're making a building, it would look more professional to have an actual nice floor rather than a dirty dirt or grass floor, because it's more realistic and it's just better and looks much nicer and realistic. And yeah, like if you shear them, their fur still grow back, which is pretty awesome in my opinion, and I figured it should be included in the video. But anyway guys, moving on to the next fact. You can cure a zombie villager by throwing a splash potion or weakness at it and eating golden apples. It should come up cure with the left trigger on your controller, or L2 on your controller. Either way you should be able to cure it. Also guys, moving on to the next one, which is in fact, if a charged creeper explodes and kills one of the following mobs, which can in fact be a wither skeleton, a regular skeleton, a zombie, or a creeper. It will drop the corresponding mob head, and you can actually use it and place it in survival, which is a pretty cool fact. Although the mob heads were introduced into the survival when you kill a mob in 1.8, but it's pretty cool if you are still on console edition, or even on survival for that matter. Still a pretty cool fact. But anyway guys, moving on to the next feature, which is the only two entities or mobs in the game which can become hostile in peaceful mode are in fact the wolves and the iron golems. They can kill you in peaceful mode. If you do attack them, they will, because they count as a wolf counts as a utility mob, and I think an iron golem does as well, which is why they're not hostile mobs, so they will still spawn whether or not you're in peaceful mode, because they don't count as a hostile mob, which is why they still spawn and they can in fact attack you. But anyway guys, jumping on to the next fact. If you fire a projectile, i.e. a arrow, at an enderman, it will move immediately and teleport, and you won't be able to kill it no matter how many times you try. It's not possible, and it won't take any damage from it. But anyway guys, jumping into... beacons don't actually go on to infinity. They actually go as high as you can actually place blocks. So the block limit, they go up to that. People do think they go on up until infinity, but they don't last. The stream or the big thing which goes up in the air doesn't actually last all the way up until the highest point. You can go infinity into the air, because obviously you can only see a certain height, and obviously there is no infinity, which is why they can't actually go that far. Moving on to the next fact. If a skeleton fires an arrow at a creeper, the creeper will in fact drop a music disc. This is randomized and can be changed depending on how many times the skeleton will kill the creeper. I recommend trying to do this in creative, but if you are in survival and you stay back, it will also happen. But yeah, it will change depending on how many times the skeleton kills it, but it will in fact drop a music disc each time. So the next fact is wolves can't enter or spawn in the nether. They are the only mob in the game which can't do this. They can't teleport through the portal. They physically just can't do it as a mob. I'm not quite sure why it is, guys. I just figured that Notch wouldn't really like this feature, and he didn't. I'm not sure why. Maybe because the wolves would attack all the mobs and it'd be a bit too easy, or they could easily die actually in the lava. But anyway guys, yeah, moving on to the next fact. The nether is actually smaller than the overworld size. The overworld size is actually much bigger. It is 62,840 blocks length and width, whereas the nether is only a small fraction of that. It's actually only 6,000 blocks, which is actually mind-blowing. It's 6,000 by 6,000. But anyway guys, jumping into the next fact we have, which is there is a 0.004% chance that a zombie will spawn in with full diamond armor. This is actually quite shocking. It just goes to show how rare diamond armor can be sometimes, and it's a pretty cool feature. But anyway, jumping into the next fact. If a mob such as a skeleton or a zombie is wearing armor or any item or block on their head, they won't burn in daylight, and this prevents them from dying, which is pretty cool if you want them to stay alive during the daytime for some sort of video or whatever you're doing. It's a pretty cool fact. But anyway, moving on. The pumpkin block, no matter how you place it, will always be facing northwest, which, well, it will obviously, the face we place it will be facing one way, a different way to the stalk, but the stalk will always be facing northwest. But anyway guys, the next fact we have, which is you can make one-way doors with redstone repeaters by placing them on a block, and then you build a 2 high gap with obsidian or any block of your choice. I just use obsidian. So you make it 3 blocks high, and then you place a block in the middle, and then obviously you make your door so you connect it up to the other side. So 2 blocks and then 1 block on top to make the ceiling. But you can walk through it one way, but once you walk through it you can't get back out of it, so you can only make a one-way door with that. Also with soul sand you do the same thing, just using soul sand, which is pretty awesome. But anyway guys, jumping on to the next fact, which is in fact the only mob in the game which can spawn is in fact a slime. Now these spawn in caves beneath the swampland biome or in the swampland biome. They can also spawn in other areas of the world, but the most common place for them to spawn is in the swamp. I'm not quite sure why this is guys, but it's a pretty cool fact. Anyway, hopping in right to the next fact, we have sunflowers will always be facing the direction of the sun. They won't face any different or other direction. They will always be facing towards the sun as they are a sunflower, and well, obviously the sun keeps them going and powers them, obviously, otherwise they'll die without the sun, like any plant. But it's called a sunflower, so Notch figured it should be facing the sun, which is a pretty cool fact, and I figured it'd be worth sharing with you in this video. Slimes jump in straight lines. They will never go in a wiggly or curved line. They only jump in straight diagonal. They can jump in straight diagonal lines or a vertical or horizontal line, but they will always be jumping in a straight direction no matter what direction they are jumping. Anyway guys, jumping in right to the next fact, Herobrine or Herobrine is in fact a made up thing. It is fictional. He's not an actual person in the game. Notch did think about implementing him, but he didn't like the idea of it, and he thought it would cause too much grief and grieving and like trolling in the game, and it wouldn't be a very cool or nice feature to have. Although we do have the mischievous Enderman which moves blocks and things like that, Herobrine was never actually implemented, and it was made up by one of the YouTubers which actually made a story up, and he decided to call him Herobrine or Herobrine, and it was never actually added into the game. So if anyone ever tells you Herobrine's there, he's lying or she's lying. It's not true. There is no Herobrine. But anyway guys, the next fact is there is a 0.5 or 0.5% chance that a sheep will spawn in with a pink dye on it. It will be a pink sheep, and it's a pretty rare chance, but it is in fact possible. So that's a pretty cool feature, and I thought it should be included. Anyway, jumping into the next fact. If you name a name tag Dinnerbone with a capital D, which is one of the Minecraft developers, in case you don't know, he works for Mojang, and he has his own website also. But if you name him that, then the mob or entity of your choice will actually turn upside down on its back, and it can move, which is pretty awesome in my opinion, and you will get some weird features. For example, if you get really weird results from this, guys. Like if you do it to a chicken jockey, the baby zombie is the only mob which will turn upside down. The chicken actually won't, which is pretty weird, and it does create some form of a lag, and it looks like a glitch, but it's actually not. Same with a spider jockey. It's pretty awesome. But now guys, jumping into the next fact, if you name a sheep spawn egg or a name tag Jeb with an underscore, which is another Minecraft developer who works for Mojang, his name is actually Jen Burgestein, then he will turn multicoloured and rainbow colours. So basically his colour of wall will change colours consistently, and this won't stop unless you kill it or it runs away, so you won't be able to see it anymore. But it's a pretty cool feature. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to drop a like, as it does let me know that you did enjoy the video and you liked it in general, and be sure to subscribe if you're new for your chance to see the latest daily on your homepage. I do Minecraft, GTA 5, Call of Duty returning in November, and of course I also do FIFA 15. But anyway guys, be sure to check out the next part, and goodbye, have a lovely day, and I'll catch you next time.